Hello and welcome to our class. Today we are going to learn on how to construct a complete views of a truncated hexagonal base pyramid. Draw the complete plan and end elevation and then the development. So with me here I have a question and it says figure 5 shows views of hexagonal base pyramid cut along a plane ZZ as shown. A. Copy and complete the given views. Draw an end elevation in the direction of arrow E. Draw the true shape of the cut. So we are required to draw the true shape of this cut side, to complete the plan and to complete the end elevation, and finally to draw the development. So we are going to copy these views the way it is. So we already have the views, so we are going to complete our plan. So we can name this part as number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. So we have our baseline. I've extended my baseline of the front elevation and I've joined the diagonals of our hexagon. Now from there we're going to drop down from this plane or the cut side. So I'm going to drop this line downwards to our plan. So I'm going to drop these lines so that we can complete our plan. So we have this line. So we have this point and the other one. We also have our axis, which is already there. And then finally you have this other part. So remember, we already have the 4 sides, so 4 points. Now we need to have the point of our center or the axis itself. So from there, for us to get that, we are going to draw our true length. And for us to have our true length, remember we say that our true length should be perpendicular to our axis. So we are going to rotate either, if we can name here is 0 or O. So we're going to rotate O2 or O1 so that we can have our true length. So I'm going to draw my axis or center line. This is my center line. So that is my center line. So I'm going to rotate O2. So from the center, I'm going to rotate O2 to touch my center line. So that is it. So we have here will be 2 prime. Then from there, extend 2 prime to touch our baseline, which is XY. This one is our XY line. So I'm going to extend 2 prime to that point and join it to the apex of our front elevation. So that is our true length from this point. So I'm going to extend from this point, the midpoint. I'm going to read it from the true length. I'll draw a line to touch our true length. So remember, it has touched our true length. Now I'm going to drop this line, this point, to touch our center line. I'm using my T-square and set squares. So that is it. Remember, I'm dropping to my center line. So I have this point, it is at this point. Now I'm going to rotate that point so that I can have another point along the axis. So from point O to that point, that is it. You can see I have that. So I'm going to rotate, cut on my axis. So I have that at the top and at the bottom. So I already have now the 6 points. So I'm going to join using straight lines so that I can have my complete plan. So we have that. We also have this. We have this other part. And make sure you are accurate. Have this other part. So I'm going to shade this part so that you can know that it was cut. So can complete our so I have shade to show our cut. So in our plan we also have this line as dark lines. So you use your HB pencil so all these points. And finally that. So from there we are going to draw the true shape of the cut. Now the true shape of the cut, remember it is perpendicular to this, the cut part or the cut side, this plane ZZ. Remember this was plane ZZ. So from there I'm going to align my set square with this line. That is it. And then drop it downwards to that point. Then from there I'm going to draw line from this point in my plane. Remember we said it is perpendicular, so I have that line from the center. I also have that line, and finally on this end, so we have the lines. So I'm going to take my compass. So remember we have how many points? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6. So I'm going to take this measurement from this point. So remember it is in line with this line, and it is that one. So we have the first point is that. So I'll step on my cut side and have that point as my first point. My second point, I'll take it from point 2. We have that, step it here, and I have, so I already have 2 points. Come to point 6 here, so I'll step at my baseline, open it to that point, as you can see. So step on my plane, have one of the points, and then to the lowest side have my 4th point, and then finally I'll have this 0.5. I have that, and then to the lower side, which is that tape here. So I'll have my 6 points. So I'm going to join all my points with a straight line to show our true shape. The true shape of the cut. So we have that. Remember, we are using a ruler. At that point, have that. That point, and finally so guys, that is our true shape. So I can erase these are the extension. So that is our true shape. So we want to draw our end elevation. So I'm going to extend my baseline, the XY line. I've extended. From there, from my 0.5, I'll extend this line to touch my baseline. So I have 0.5, touch my baseline, have that, and then also 0.6 to touch my baseline. 0.6. So I have that. That is our 0.6. Remember, this is 0.6. Then from there, I'm going to use my compass and rotate. So I'll carry all these points to touch my XY line. So I have 0.6. So we have 0.6 cut our, so we have this as 0.6, and then from here to 0.5. So remember, we are rotating 0.5, then we have 0.4, remember also our 0.3, we are going to extend it to this other side. 0.3, sorry, so I have this 0.3, we'll extend that and drop the same way we did to 0.6. Then we have 0.3, so we're going to rotate our 0.3. So I have 0.3. Make sure you are accurate. So we have, that is our 0.3. So we can name this. So we remember, we have this is 5, 1 and 5. So we have here 1 and 5. Then we also have here 2 and 4. We have 2 and 4. Remember, we did not rotate our center line, so I forgot our center line. So this is our center line. So we have that is our center line. This is our center line. And then we have, this is our 0.3. As you can see, we have all our points. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. From there, we can extend the tip of our front elevation. Can extend it, can have that line. The tip of our front elevation, we have that line. From there, from the center, remember this is our center line. I'm going to draw our center line to touch the tip, the extended line at the tip of our front elevation. So we'll have that. And now from the tip, remember this is our tip, I'm going to join to 0.6, 5, 4 all through. So we said we are going to join 0.6 to the tip. We have 5 and 1 to the tip. We have 2 and 4 2 and 4, and finally 0.3. Finally we have point number 3. Remember also in our front elevation we have this plane, so I'm going to extend this plane So we have this plane, so I'm going to extend this line. So we have that, we have at the center, have also that point, and finally to this other end. So we have that, so we can mark now the points. Remember this line, so we can take our measurements or these dimensions. So we have 1 and 2, it is in this line. We have here 1 and 2, and then we also have here 3 and 6, so we have here 3 and 6, and finally we have 4 and 5. So remember, we have this line 1 and 2 where it cuts our line 1 and 2. On this point we will have the point, so we have 1 and 2. Remember, this is our 1, and we also have here our point number 2. Then we have this line 3, 6 where it cuts our line 3. We have this, we have line 3, and then our 6, that point. And then finally we have 4, 5. Remember, this is our 4, our point 5, we have it there. So we'll join that to show, so that you can complete our end elevation. So we have that. We are completing our our end elevation, sorry. So this is, we are showing the cut. We are showing the cut. And then you will be able to see also this line. So I'm using my HB pencil to show you, be able to see also that to this other end, be able to see that, and be able also to see these other lines. And finally we will have that. So that is our complete end elevation. So our final question is to draw the development of the hexagonal base pyramid, which is truncated. So remember, we had our true length. This was our true length. We have this. So I'm going to take the length of my true length. So that is it. So that is the length. I'll step anywhere and draw this arc. That is the arc of my true length. So I have that. Maybe I can join one of the points to touch my arc. So I can have that, and then from there I'm going to take the base length of one of the side length of my hexagon, which is that. Remember, we were given as 35, so that is 35. As you can see, they are all the same. So remember, it is 6-sided figure, so I make 6 arcs. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. So my last arc, I'm going to join it to this point, my center of the arc, which is point O. So my last arc to point O. So I have that. So I'm going to join all the arcs to point O. That is the center of our arc. All the points, and finally we have our last arc here. So you can name this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and finally we have 1. Now remember, all our readings, we are going to read it from our true length. So I'm going to extend all these lines so that we can read it from our true length. So this is my true length. You already have that. Then finally we have 0.4 and 5 from our true length. We'll read it from the true length, 0.4 and 5. So you have that. Remember, this is 1 and 2, 3 and 6, and finally 4 and 5. So I'm going to step at the tip of my front elevation, open my compass to this 0.1 and 2 from my true length. So I have that. So I'll take that length. I'll take that length. So that is the length. Remember, it is 1 and 2. So I have 1 and 2. So I'm going to cut on line 1 and 2. So I have line 1 and line 2. Remember, also at this other end we have line 1. So we have that. And then from there I'm going to take 3 and 6 from my true length. So I'll step at the apex of my front elevation and read from the true length. We have 3 and 6. So I'll step at 0.4, and then you have 3 and 6. And then finally we have 4 and 5. This is our 4 and 5. So I'm going to, from the true length. So that is the length of 0.4, 0.4 and 5. So we have 0.4 and 0.5. So we already have all these points. All these points. Allow me to erase all these arcs. So we are joining all the points, the straight line. Use your HB pencil. So I have that. Have that. Have that. All the points using a straight line. Like that, and finally we have this other end. So remember also, in our plan we have this hexagon. Remember, it is joined by straight lines. So we are going to join 0.1 and 2, 2 to 3 with straight lines all through. So we have 1 and 2, using your HB. You have that. We are joining it. Have that. Have that. Point 5 and 6. And finally 6 to 1. So we already have that. So we also have this line is dark. So that is the development of our hexagonal base pyramid. So we've copied all the views and complete our plan. We have our end elevation, we have our front elevation, we have the true shape of the cut, and finally we have our development. So this is our development. So that is all about that question, guys. Thank you for watching. Continue supporting us. You can ask any question in our comment section. Bye.